Hasbrook and Kumasi Asante Kotoko started week 4 with a win. Dreams FC lost its home game, and surprisingly, Tamale also beat Kaila United at home. In today's edition of News Daily, we're going to talk about the Ghana Premier League review some of the games that were played, and also mark myself because I gave you some predictions. If it's your first time here, place it on the subscription button and let's build this community together. But without wasting much time, let's go straight into today's video. So we're going to start with Accra Hasbrook versus Medeama Gold Stars. Hasbrook managed to beat Medeama Gold Stars by 2-1 at home. Remember that this game I told you earlier that no matter how good Medeama Gold Stars play, Hasbrook will definitely win them. This simply because Hasbrook themselves have played the entire season without a win yet, and they really needed this win more than any other thing. And it came at the right time because Medeama Gold Stars have not been good travelers ever since they came into the Ghana Premier League last season. They've struggled to perform very well away, and playing against Has, who need this win very much, they will definitely struggle. So Hasbrook beat them by 2-1. But interestingly, Medeama Gold Stars scored the first goal through Prince Owusu. Then Hasbrook equalized through Isaac Mensah in the 78th minute, and then Glastonbury scored a brilliant free kick later in the game around the 87th minute to give Hasbrook the needed advantage. Hasbrook managed to win by 2-1, and I also predicted a Hasbrook win, so I got this one right. The second one is Medeama United versus Kotoko Royals. It ended by 1-0 in favor of Medeama United. Medeama United were playing home. They scored in the 52nd minute through Sifas Mante. I told you that no matter what, because Kotoko Royals are now coming into the league and traveling in the Ghana Premier League is not an easy one. If they travel to Medeama, they will struggle, and Medeama United will beat them. And then that's what happened. Medeama United managed to beat them by 1-0. This one too, I got it right. So 100% for me. And this is the surprise of the season, surprise of the weekend, if you ask me. Tamale beating Kaila United by 3-0. That's the surprise of, because Kaila United, in as much as they've not been good travelers, going to play against Tamale, who are a newly promoted side, who are now finding their feet in the Ghana Premier League, you would expect them to at least perform well and get a draw. But Tamale bossed the home league and managed to beat them by 3-0. This one I predicted a draw in this game because I was expecting at least Kaila United to match them up, but then this one I got it wrong. Let's go to the next one. Dreams FC versus Accra Lions. Dreams were playing home against Accra Lions, but Accra Lions managed to beat them by 1-0. This game I was around and I watched the game and saw. It was a game of both halves. Like Dreams FC had their movement in the first half, had a lot of chances, did not take them, and then they made one error in the middle, and then Accra Lions took advantage of it and managed to get a goal through Mohammed. And that was a painful one, if you ask me, because of how the game literally ended. It was heading towards a 0-0 draw and whenever those teams play, because they play similar brand of football with young talent, it's very a tough game. It's one of the tough games you can ever watch with football players, the ball on the pitch, players putting passes together. I predicted a Dreams FC win, but it didn't work. So this one too, I got it wrong. Medeama versus Aduana. Aduana managed to beat Medeama by 1-0 at home, and that's also a surprising one. I think one thing I love about this season's Ghana Premier League is that teams are now being able to travel away to get a point, and it's always important because there was a time teams were not going away to win. But Aduana Stars, they are experienced side one, they have an experienced manager, and they are one of the teams that knows how to play the Ghana Premier League. They managed to beat Medeama at home by 1-0. As a result that is shocking to me because I was expecting at least Medeama. If you are looking for a side that is very difficult to beat at home, Medeama is one of them. Unfortunately, they lost. I also predicted a win for Medeama, in as much as I knew that it's going to be a tough game, and I got this one too so wrong. It turned Legon City versus Brekum Chelsea. It ended 1-1, and I think I was expecting this because I said that Legon Cities were finding their feet before the league went to a pause, and Brekum Chelsea, before the league would go on a break, they were leading the league table. It was obvious that whenever no matter how difficult they would travel to play away, playing against Legon Cities would be a difficult game, and they worried Legon Cities. I was expecting a draw, and also the game ended in a draw because I was expecting Brekum Chelsea to give Legon City the tough match, and it ended a 1-1 game. And then in Tamale versus Accra Great Olympics. It was the first game. Before the game, in my first video, I talked about, because it's a game between a new promoted side and a senior team. However, the newly promoted side has the head coach who was once with Olympics, and that's the person of Coach Aduana. Aduana was with Olympics and he went to Tamale. However, he was having so many problems with the club that we were not even sure whether he would be on the bench. But I understand he was on the bench, and I said that if he's on the bench, then they can prevent Olympics from beating them, because he understands the team and knows the team very well. And I was expecting them to at least sometimes even surprise everybody. But a 0-0 against Olympics was a good one, because Olympics is an experienced side. They've been in the league for far too long. So it ended 0-0, just as I was expecting. I was not expecting a 0-0, but I was expecting either a win or draw for Olympics, and it happens to be a draw, because if my prediction was based on the fact that it will go in Tamale's way if Aduana comes on the bench, and once he was on the bench, they managed to get a draw there. So I think, will you give me 7/10 for my prediction? I was expecting a tight game, and it happened. Tamale Cities versus Royal Tamale United. This is a surprise. In as much as I was at derby, Tamale City were struggling to the point that I was expecting Royal Tamale United to beat them, but it ended 1-1. Maybe it's because both teams are in Tamale. It's a derby. They understand themselves, like the rivalry is there. Players are more motivated. So it ended 1-1, and I think it's a fair result. As much as I was expecting Royal Tamale United to win, so I got to this one also wrong. And then the last one, which was on the Monday night, it was Kumasi Kotoko managing to beat Kingfisher by 3-0. Obviously, I was expecting, there was no way that Kingfisher would be able to beat Kumasi Kotoko. And if Kotoko don't win, it would have been a huge problem, because they needed that win so much, and Kingfisher were nowhere closer to them because of recent performance. And I think this one I also got to try. So let's see how much I got. I got 1, 2, 3, and then 4. That is 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 out of 10. No, come on, that's not good enough. That's not good. That's below half. That's not good. Let me know what you also think in the comment section. But let's look at the league table real quick, and then we wrap up. So on the league table now, Aduana Stars lie first with 10 points. Accra Lions lie second with 9 points. Berekum Chelsea 9 lie third with 8 points. The fourth place is Great Olympics. Fifth is Accra House, Kumasi Kotoko, sorry. Sixth is Legon City. Seventh is Tamale. Medeama 8th. Dreams FC 9th. Kaila United 10th. Hasselfolk 8th. Hasselfolk 11th. Summertex 12th. Kotoko Royals 13th. Biennigo Stars 14th. Bechem United 15th. Royal Tamale United in the relegation zone. Royal Tamale United 16th, 17th is Tamale City, and then 18th is Kingfisher, who are yet to win a game. Like, they don't have a single point, and it's becoming a worry one. That's the end of today's video. If you like what we do, let me also know what you think. Did your team win? Which team do you support? Did they win? Where do they find themselves on the league table? Let me know in the comment section. My name is Delali Frank. This is Day of Soccer. If it's your first time here, please hit on the subscription button. It's absolutely free. Let's build this community together. But until we meet again, bye bye for now.